Namaste, blessings, my friends, blessings, sacred sisters especially. I am inspired to share belief repatterning to support you in clearing anything around the hashtag #MeToo. So I've made a series of belief repatternings, and this one is the first one. So if you have any other struggles around the hashtag #MeToo, feel free to send me a Facebook message or an email, Vireo at dancingpleasuregoddess.ca. And it would be my pleasure and my delight to support you. So just in case you're wondering who's behind me, this is Shiva. Shiva, I'm Shakti. Shakti and Shiva. And I decided to put Shiva there because it's like representing the masculine, the divine masculine, and my inner masculine supporting me with strength today. So that's why Shiva is behind me on the beautiful fabric that I got in Thailand when I dove deep into this journey of even deeper into my own sexual healing. I did begin my own sexual healing, gosh, several decades ago. It's been stages of transformation. All right, so today, belief repatterning. So I want to shift for us. When I muscle tested, the word that came up was unbearable. And if you don't relate to that word, feel free to pick another word and replace it. If it works for you, then go with it. It doesn't matter so much about the word that's on the downside. It's more, so for me, I'm relating to unbearable experiences in the past around hashtag #MeToo. So anything that was unbearable in your past related to your sexuality, your femininity, where you felt violated in some way, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, sexually, whatever was unbearable at the time. And maybe it's still unbearable now, all right? So my intention is to support you in shifting that to survivor and strength. So in belief repatterning, if you want to write this on a piece of paper, on the downside, which simply means that it drains energy. It's not bad. You know, there's a lot of energies that drain us, like grief and anger. They drain us, but they have a place. They serve. We just don't want to hang out there, because if we hang out there and live there, they drain us. They hurt us. And that's why I'm so excited about belief repatterning, because my belief repatterning has supported me in, and my Kundalini dance and my sacred pleasure practice, in being for a moment, like just feeling what's there and then shifting out of it, so I don't need to be that. I don't need to be in all those feelings of unbearable. All right, so we're going to shift that hashtag #MeToo and unbearable to something that uplifts us rather than drains us. How would you rather feel or be? What would you rather focus on? What do you want more of? So the words that I picked when I muscle tested from my belief repatterning book and my belief repatterning manual, the two words that came were survivor was the first one, and then strength. So I put purple because that's my favorite color. And we are going to shift those beliefs of unbearable and hashtag #MeToo so that we can feel more uplifted, and we can, the thing is that when you're on this side where it drains, we only have access to fight, flight, or freeze. So by getting to the upside here, now you have access to possibilities, choices, freedom, and way more. So belief repatterning is actually a trademark, and it was developed by my teacher and mentor, Suze Casey, who I'm very blessed to be personally trained by in belief repatterning. All right, and you could find more about that on beliefrepatterning.com, which I believe I show you at the end. So I pulled up a couple other words for when we think about survivor, overcoming something. You worked through something. You succeeded. You're here. Give yourself a pat on the back. So arm up really, really high, and then give yourself a pat on the back. We often focus, especially as women, and our society does that. We focus on what's wrong or what's missing, and that keeps us feeling drained. So if you can focus on what you've overcome, what you've worked through, what you succeeded at, that will uplift you. So I love to look at the definition of words. So we're going to look at the definition of strength. Quality or state of being strong. Vigor, mental power or vigor. Power by reason of influence, authority, resources, numbers, etc. Vigor of action, language, feeling, etc. A particular proportion or concentration of these properties, intensity as of light, color, sound, etc. Power to rise or remain firm. Some of the synonyms that I pulled out that were kind of fun: potency, brightness, vividness. I want to highlight a few of them. In particular, quality or state of being strong. And being strong doesn't mean ignoring the unbearable. It actually means in kind of rising above it. And being strong also means asking for help. It takes a lot of strength to ask for help. So receiving help. And Robin just flew by right now. Receiving help from animal medicine. Yeah, so we'll move on. Strength. Strength. Animals give me strength. So, who supports you with their strength and relaxing into your own inner strength? So you could pause this and make a list of that for yourself. For me, my faith in God, divinity, source, whatever you want to call that, something greater than me that is orchestrating for me. Another one is my mummo. She, from the other side, gives me strength, and she's the reason I'm still here today. That's another story, another day. My dad gives me strength. I would actually add on there my mom too, but dad in particular gives me strength. My mom gives me probably creativity. Dad in particular strength. And my beloved Suk gives me strength as well. My friends, too numerous to list. My two coaches right now, Allie and Julie, give me strength. My mentor, Suze, who is the founder of Belief Repatterning and also the one who is training me and has been training me and will continue to train me. My Belief Repatterning team, my two sons, Lucas and Aiden. These are people who give me strength and help me to relax into my own inner strength. And some great neighbors as well I have out here living in the bush. What allows you to be in or draw on your own inner strength? This is really good to know. Often as women, we don't know what we need to kind of fill ourselves up, to take care of ourselves. You probably know, you probably know what your children need. If you have children, you probably know what your partner needs. You probably know what your vehicle needs, your dishwasher needs, but you may not know what you need. So what allows you to be in and draw on your own inner strength? For me, the top of the list is rest. So I know that I need 7 to 8 hours of rest. And I can go with 6 or 7 for a couple nights, but then it catches up on me. And I am my best if I get 8 hours. And even better if I'm actually in bed for 10 hours. So I read, I relax, and in the morning I do my practices. So if I'm actually in bed for 10 hours, that's like awesome. And I've recognized that for myself. That helps me to be and draw on my own inner strength. My daily sacred pleasure practice, my yoni jade egg practice, my Finnish sauna, prayer, my belief repatterning, chanting and singing mantras, my kundalini dance, lovemaking, sacred union, being in nature, swimming, kayaking, walking barefoot, and lots more. Those allow me to be in and draw on my own inner strength. So the first step in belief repatterning is usually forgiveness. Sometimes we can start with gratitude. So I encourage you to say each statement out loud. Take a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you have water. And if you don't relate to the statements exactly how I have them, please adjust them to suit you, because this is for you. I forgive myself for believing that I need to keep feeling that which is unbearable. It doesn't serve me to hang out here. It hurts me to keep spiraling in all of this unbearable. I forgive myself for believing other people's judgments, opinions, and beliefs over my own. I forgive myself for believing that I don't have strength to draw on. This could be your own inner strength, my own inner strength, or it can be on the strength from others. And there's times in our life where we need to draw on the strength of others to find our own strength. And that's fine too. So wherever you're at, if you feel like you can't actually say this and you think, well, yeah, I can't draw on my own strength, that's okay. You can say, I forgive myself for believing I can't draw on the strength of others. That's a possibility. I forgive myself for believing that the way things have been in the past is the way they need to be now. So instead of experiencing those old unbearable feelings from those unbearable experiences, how would you rather feel and be? What would you rather choose? Wow. The next step is permission. I give myself permission to let go of that which is unbearable. Staying in unbearable blocks my flow of energy, my inner strength. It hurts my feminine essence. It is in the way of me drawing on my inner strength. I give myself permission to recognize that I am a survivor, and that required strength. I give myself permission to expand in drawing on strength. So give yourself a pat on the back. You're here. You're a survivor. You're showing up. It took strength for you to continue maybe to show up and even listen to this and watch this right now. You're here. We often criticize ourselves for what we don't do, and that keeps us drained. So if you want to feel more uplifted, acknowledge the things that you do that are great. And they don't need to be earth-shattering. They could be simple things like, you're here, I'm here, great job. Great job for me for creating this video right now for you. Choice. I can choose to keep hanging out in that which is unbearable, or I can choose to expand in drawing on my inner strength and recognizing that I am a survivor. I can't do both. So I choose to expand in recognizing that I am a survivor, and that required inner strength. I give myself a pat on the back for this. I choose to expand in drawing on my inner strength. I can do that. If you're here, you're already doing it. Freedom is when we try it on. I am free to expand in drawing on my inner strength right now by taking a deep breath in through my nose and exhaling with sound out my mouth. So what's something you can do today to experience strength? And you can fill in the blank. I am free today to experience strength when I can be something very simple. So for me, when I do my Qigong practice that is descending yang and ascending yin, and I'm bent over, folded over, and when I touch my fingers to my toes, I can experience strength. I am free to allow my strength to expand when I go for a walk and feel Mother Earth beneath my feet. I can breathe in the strength of the earth. So when we're done this video and belief repatterning, I'm going to go and walk on the earth, and I'm going to really feel the strength of the earth beneath me, holding me, supporting me. So whatever you decide to do here, just make sure that you do it. So if you don't want to go walk on the earth, pick something else that you can do. I am free to expand, recognizing myself as a survivor and seeing my inner strength when I choose what to eat that is healthy for my next meal, because that helps me to survive, literally. So I'm going to choose something really healthy. I'm going to, the more specific you can be, the better. I'm probably going to have some avocado with my supper and some greens. And that gives me strength physically to do that, and that feels great. I know what being a survivor feels like. I survived painful childbirth and enjoyed the pleasure of holding my newborn son when he was born in water at home. That's my son, Aiden. I draw on my own inner strength and the strength I drew. Apparently I'm still drawing on it now. I drew on my own inner strength and the strength of my midwives and my son's dad during our son's birth. That was 17 years ago. So, what's something that you've experienced in the past? You know what it feels like to be a survivor. You know what it feels like to draw on your own strength or the strength of others. And you can affirm your own affirmation. So, I know what being a survivor feels like. I survived teaching. I survived completing report cards. Wow, 17 years ago when, no more than that, 20 years ago when I was pregnant with my first son and I needed to finish report cards. I was a teacher at the time. And I survived completing my report cards and completing the school year for me. It wasn't done for the kids, but for me. Before I went into birth with my son that evening. I've experienced being in my own strength and knowing that I'm a survivor. I experienced it last weekend on Saturday when I lay naked in my Finnish sauna and enjoyed the hot steam and then swam in the refreshing, very cold lake amidst the sunset. So you can replace that with your own. It took my inner strength to overcome the cold water and get in. But I did it anyway. And I give myself a pat on the back for that. And yeah, so you can just replace with something of your own where you've experienced being in your own strength and knowing that you are a survivor. You've probably survived many things. And we take a lot of it for granted. So I've experienced being in my own strength and knowing that I'm a survivor when I drove home from Edmonton last week to my cabin in the woods on Amos Lake here. It was really stormy, and I drove through the storm, and that drew on my inner strength and prayer And I'm a survivor. I'm made it home. I'm here. So we're actually survivors every day. We just take a lot of it for granted. Surrender is the next step in belief repatterning. I am a woman, and if you're a man, you can say man. If you don't relate to the word woman, you can skip that word altogether or replace it with another word. I'm a woman who is expanding and seeing how I'm a survivor and drawing on my own inner strength. And this feels phenomenal. I'm just realizing as I created this for you all how much I'm a survivor every day. Like even right now, I'm creating this video blog outside and I'm overlooking the lake and I'm a survivor. There's mosquitoes right now. Gratitude. I'm grateful for noticing that unbearable memory from the past because it has allowed me to choose to expand in recognizing that I am indeed a survivor and drawing on and trusting my own inner strength. And sometimes we can begin belief repatterning with gratitude. If you can be grateful for everything in your life, that's very empowering. And most of the time I am. And if I'm not, I'm open to being grateful for that which is. It is all. My belief really is that the universe is always orchestrating on my behalf. The universe is always orchestrating on your behalf as well. And knowing that, it supports me in drawing on my own inner strength and knowing that, of course, I'm going to survive. The I that I am is eternal. So if you want to find out more about belief repatterning, you can go to beliefrepatterning.com. And if you want to see my bio, you can look up team and then belief specialist. And pretty soon, you're going to look me up under practitioners. June 6, 2018, I celebrated my 1-year anniversary. Woo! There's the wind celebrating with me of my belief repatterning. Because June 6, 2017 was my first critic to coach event that I went to. Thanks to my friend Sarah and thanks to Suze Casey for bringing this amazing work to the world and to me and to my world. And I am now an expert on supporting women, men as well, but especially women, in shifting shame and not enoughness to more self-acceptance, self-love, and confidence. And a big part of why I can do that is because I had been in the past living in a lot of shame and not enoughness. And I have shifted myself to a place of deep self-love, deep self-acceptance, deep confidence. And it would be my honor and pleasure to support you in the same. If you haven't already joined, maybe you're here because you actually are part of my Sacred Pleasure Path Sisterhood on Facebook. If you haven't already joined, you are welcome to join Sacred Pleasure Path Sisterhood. You just need to request to join. And also my Sacred Pleasure Path program. I'm not sure when you'll be listening to this, but at this time right now, as I'm sharing this in June 2018, I am going to be soon complete my beta program, and I am going to be launching my Sacred Pleasure Path program for the public, for more women to take advantage of that. And my commitment to you with my Sacred Pleasure Path program is 9 weeks to deeper inner fulfillment and a connection to your sacred, sensual self. For the next week, how can you experience and celebrate your inner strength? And I just want to know that as I was creating these slides and as I completed this last slide, an osprey, a fish hawk, flew over the lake, like right in front of me here. So I am sending you hawk medicine. And hawk medicine is really, hawk and eagle is about rising above. They have this ability to rise above the tree line, rise above into the sky really high and get a big, clear perspective. And oftentimes it's our perspective that keeps us drained or on the downside. And when we have a higher perspective, we can see the big picture of life. So I'm sending you that from Hawk Medicine today. And Hawk Medicine reminds me, I remember my own strength when I see birds of prey, like the osprey, other hawks and eagles. They remind me that I can rise above anything. And so can you. You can rise above anything. So I am knowing that for you, that you can rise above anything. And it would be my pleasure and my delight to support you in shifting anything in your life that's not serving you so that you can be in a place of abundance and self-confidence and pleasure and orgasm and ecstasy and all that. So if there's anything else around the hashtag #MeToo, I will do my best for the next kind of 30 days to add some more to this. So send me your requests or suggestions. And I'm also going to be creating one alongside this that you can find on my website, dancingpleasuregoddess.ca. And I'm going to be sharing either weekly or every day for 30 days. I haven't quite decided yet. Belief repatterning statements to support you in shifting around scarcity and money and beliefs around prosperity, anything that blocks your prosperity so you can be in more abundance, more prosperity. Namaste. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a pat on the back for listening to the end. And may you go forth and discover and expand in your own inner strength, knowing you are a survivor. You are here. Namaste.